Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Pilili, all things accounting, and here we speak accounting, God, and resilience. So what are we talking about today? Today we are talking about the importance of consulting. Yes, I know I spoke about it in my previous video, but I didn't necessarily get into detail about how important it actually is. And I posted on my TikTok, but then again, I want to elaborate more on the importance of consulting. So I hope that you will enjoy this video. Please share, like, comment, and share. Please share, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it. So what is consulting? Let's start there. Consulting is going to either a lecturer, a tutor, or your peer and just ask them about what you don't understand in whatever module or course that you are doing, right? So I can say personally, consulting is very helpful. Consulting literally changes the way that you view schoolwork. Like sometimes you find that you're so overwhelmed in schoolwork only to realize that you haven't consulted, you haven't asked anyone about it, you haven't sought for assistance, and then after you do that, everything is suddenly easier. So if it has that impact on one module, then imagine the impact it's gonna have on the remainder of the modules. Things will definitely get easier. And I'm assuming that if you are in varsity, then majority of your time and majority of your life, you've been in school, majority of your time is taken up by school. So it does take up a majority portion of your life. So in you consulting, then I don't know, but in a sense your life does get easier, if I can put it like that. Thing that I'm gonna speak about is proactive consulting and reactive consulting. When we speak about reactive consulting, we are mainly speaking about after a test. So after you've tested, that's when you identify the gaps, that's when you identify the mistakes that you make, your weaknesses, your not so strong points. That's when you actually recognize them after a test. So that is reactive. So after that, that's when you're gonna start consulting, which is a good thing, because that means that you have been able to identify the problem that you are facing, and you're definitely doing something about the problem. You're not just letting it go. But it also has a con that comes with it, because at that time you're probably overwhelmed with schoolwork, because you don't have one module, you have plenty more. So you're already overwhelmed with schoolwork, and at that point, because you are so busy on the other modules, you now can't really focus on the problem that you are encountering at that point, because there's so much more that you have to do. That I saw on my experience that it comes with is, at that point, besides you being overwhelmed, at that point there are so many other students that have now identified their problems and are now going to consult about their problems. So even your consultation time is now limited, because you are not the only one that has to consult about a problem, but there's a whole bunch of you guys. So yeah, that's another con that comes with it. Another reactive consultation is when you consult close to your exams. And again, at that point, you are already overwhelmed with schoolwork. You are already overwhelmed with probably more than one topic that is just you. So at that point, I wouldn't say it's too late, but it's too late. I wouldn't say it's too late, but it is too late, because you are now trying to focus on so many things at once. Yes, you're going to gain understanding from that consultation, but then again, it's going to come with a lot of pressure, because still at that point, you don't only have that one module, but you have so many more, and up and pile up and pile up and pile up. And then I think I have a lot to say on reactive consultations, because I've been there, I've done that, and look at where I am now. It didn't help me, So I'm just here to, as an older sister to whoever who's following in this career thing, and yeah, this is the smallangana advice that I do have. So as much as consulting is a good thing, it's not necessarily a good thing if it's gonna be reactive. Active consultation. Now, a proactive consultation is when you identify your mistakes before rather than after a test. Your weaknesses, your gaps before writing a test, and not necessarily after writing a test. Now, the pros that come with it. That I've seen so far, I mean, we're still in second block, but what has worked for me in first semester was, it comes with less pressure, because I don't know, it builds your confidence in the sense that whenever you walk into a test, you know what you are doing there. You know exactly what to do, and you know exactly how to do it. You know the principles that come with it, And again, I think I did mention this before, but consulting does come with a sense of security. It definitely does come with a sense of security, and I guess you walk into a test confident that you're definitely going to nail it. Perhaps get a distinction, perhaps get 74, 70%, get such good marks because of proactive consultations and not necessarily reactive consultations. And before your AO1s, or before a test rather, the work may be a lot, but it's not as much compared to after a test, because now after a test you still have to revise on what you were tested on test 1 and also test 2. You still at an advantage because the work is not that much, and by the time test 2's already arrived, you know that you are only consulting on what test 2 is going to entail, or what the second block entails, right? And not necessarily everything from block 1 and block 2. For example, right now at 9, I think at 9 I have a consultation, right? And with this consultation, I'm going to consult about forex and borrowing costs, IS23 and IS21. Why? Because I know that it's doing the most, and I'm already writing a test on the 8th. Yeah, the 8th of May. So that would be an example of proactive consultations, because I've now identified that my problems are within these standards and I have to do something about them before the exam comes, or the test comes rather, and proactive consultation would be after the test on the 8th. At that point, after I've written, that's when I would identify that, okay, I have a problem with IS23, IS21, IS12, what, and at that point, it's not just those two, but it could be IS19, it could be IS19, which is a topic for it within block 2, and IS16, IS12, all of those, impairment, all of those now have bundled up, and it's now suddenly a huge problem. So while we're on the note of consulting, we might as well just go together, because talking about it and actually showing you guys how I do it is completely different. So first, let me just show you guys how I do my things. Sorry, my book is not covered. Shame, I do not have the time So what I do is, so I'm going to consult on AO3 and AO2 2023 and AO2 2022, right? So I first do the question. I did right here, as you can see, and then this was a Forex question, IS20, I forgot, IS23 or 21, and then this was a borrowing cost question, and clearly, as you guys can see, I was even ashamed to mark. And then I did B again, and it looked better, see. And then when I don't understand, after marking again, after doing it again and marking it, I then draft my questions. Okay, this is a different question. I think it's this one. Yeah. And then I write my questions on a sticky note, as you guys can see, and those are the questions that I'm gonna consult on. And then okay, that was me having a breakdown there, but this was me attempting the AO2 before I actually saw the memo. See, I was attempting it, and then it was a mixture of S21, S23. S23 is borrowing cost, yes, and then S21 is Forex. So this question was a mixture of these two. So I had to remind myself constantly that it's a mixture of these two standards. So I attempted the question, and as you guys can see, it was a mess. And journal entries, these were the only journal entries that I got right. And then I understood kancane though the calculation of the borrowing cost to be capitalized, as you guys can see, but I failed this question. Ultimately I failed it. So after seeing that, I couldn't understand what was going on, as you guys can clearly see. I then wrote down the memo, right? So I wrote the memo, and all of the highlighted entries, journal entries, are the entries that I understood how they did them. See, so the highlighted ones, so the rest I didn't get. And then again, I call it dissection. I don't know why I chose dissection. I guess it's because in my next life I want to do something in health. I want to dissect, you know, so I call it dissection when I analyze the memo. So I analyzed it, went through the calculations. Obviously I wrote down the whole memo, went through all the calculations like so. And then after that, of course, I looked at the memo, analyzed the memo, like I just said, and then look at how they got to the calculations. See, and how neatly it was actually done. It was categorized. So it was the loan calculation, the gain, interest, workings, as you guys can see. So I also saw some exam technique on how to actually write this whole thing. Like, guys, look at the difference from that to that. So now I know that this is how I should do this calculation should I get it like this in the exam. And then after analyzing, of course, or after my dissection, I'm then gonna write down my questions on a sticky paper, and those are the questions that I'm going to consult about. This topic was giving me anxiety when I started it, so I had to write this stuff myself. So those are my questions. And then, okay, this is something completely different. So yeah, let's go to my consultation. And these are my consultation times. So as you guys can see that I have them on my wall, and I'm going to D30 right now. Let's go. I've just arrived on campus. Guys, can we talk about the heat wave that we're experiencing right now? Because what the heck? What the heck? What the ring? Should I go up the stairs? Doing is that side. I'll go that side. So I'm currently sitting outside because I'm not sure if I'll be audible, but I'm currently sitting outside because there's someone consulting right now, and I wanted to join him so bad so I can hear what he's consulting about, but he said I should sit outside, so that's where I'm at. So I finally completed my consultation, and guys, the second assessment is giving me stress. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. I think this is better. The second assessment is giving me anxiety. I really am stressed out. I really am stressed. I'm not gonna lie. And the topic that's stressing me is IS-23 and IS-21. I feel like the rest I'm okay, I'm good. But like, angekho right. Akumnandi nje ngiyapretend. Akumnandi nje ngiyapretend Nkosi yami. So if you've got to this part of the video, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And from me to you guys, bye.